Friends, how are you doing? I am excited. I'm foaming at the mouth because I'm so excited with what's coming this week. So this is the week, obviously. This is the week. In the first thing that I'm going to talk about here, we're going to talk about Big Bear in general. Let's just focus on Big Bear because this could be a really good week. Now, obviously, I'm staying positive. I'm staying focused. And obviously, people are going to come in here that are negative about Big Bear, and they're going to bet against Big Bear. I know everyone's got all kinds of call options, whichever way you're betting for Big Bear. I get that. That's fine. We're all trying to make money off Big Bear some way, but this is the week right now where this lawsuit deal is ending. Okay, so this is ending Tuesday. Okay, this is the deadline. And after this, from what we're understanding, it should be wrapped up. Okay, so with that, by Wednesday, maybe even sooner here, but I would expect by later in the week here, Big Bear will be free of this this rope that's been attached to here, and we could see it grow a little more here. Okay, now what I've been seeing here, and this is no rhyme or reason why you should invest in something, but I will say this is one thing that I like to pay attention to just for me and see what's going on. The narrative of Big Bear, when you type it up now, it's changing. It is literally changing before us. It's always been hit or miss with positive articles with Big Bear, but we're getting a lot of positive articles right now with Big Bear. It's getting a lot of attention. Okay, it's getting a lot of attention by big, small, medium investors right now. I really do think that Wall Street is looking at Big Bear now more because of everything it's getting itself attached to at this point. And I listen, I've been drinking the juice on Big Bear 100%. This is something I've been talking about Big Bear here. I think it is definitely getting attention because of what it is attached to right now, and it could be somewhat of a sleeping giant right now, and it could be starting to wake up a little more here with what's coming. So talking about that, I found this article today, and there's a lot of articles right now. You can find a lot more positive articles right now with Big Bear, but this one in general is like, Big Bear should be $6 price target. I didn't put all this article up here, but just give you some bullet points what it's talking about here. It's talking about a lot of these articles, they're talking about the future of Big Bear, and that they're saying Big Bear is worth your attention. Look at it. It's obviously doing better financially this year. We're already seeing that, even though we missed Q1 quarterly wise. It was so close. I mean, it was less than $2 million it missed on quarterlies. That is a hair off of that, is just a little bitty hair off your head. That it's really nothing compared to what Big Bear has been going through here financially. So things are moving in the right direction now. Into Big Bear is changing its whole top line. We've got Kevin, who's been with Big Bear, but now he's the new CEO. Kevin, military background, Trump friendship background, been with Big Bear, so he is now head at the, he's at the wheel here. He is leading it. Now you've got a new CFO for Big Bear, so things are changing up here. Big Bear is really restructuring here. So this, I think this is good. I really do. And I think we're already seeing huge movement in Big Bear here the last 6 months. I mean, this is nothing new that I've been saying here. I sound like a broken record right now, I know, but it's just more positive, futuristic look at where Big Bear could be right now. 6 months from now, can Big Bear continue to nail down deals? Are we closer than we've ever been at this point from getting another huge government contract deal? I would not be shocked to see Big Bear wrap up. Get itself wrapped up in this new huge defense deal that the Trump administration is talking about pushing right now. This Golden Dome whole project that they're talking about. This is really, when you think about that in general, I mean, it goes into a lot of roads, okay, because it gets political real fast. It gets into investor talk real fast. It gets into this isn't something that they're just going to finish in 4 years. This Golden Dome construction thing, now Canada wants to be a part of it. Like, they're like, well, if you have it, we want to be a part of it. So they've said it's going to be a deal under $200 billion, but it's probably going to be a lot more than that. I think that was just like a rough draft of what they got here. But nonetheless, there's going to be a lot of companies that will probably be wrapped up in that. Palantir, that's a whole conversation right there. But Big Bear already having government contracts, defense contracts at that. Big Bear could get a slice of the pie here in the future. Now, the Golden Dome conversation, it is still very in the genesis stage of what they're trying to do, get it together. And like I said, I can imagine that they'll get it started, they'll get it started here. But getting it finished, that's a whole another conversation. And really, not even what I'm worried about at this point. What we're worried about is, can Big Bear get a slice of the pie with that? I think it's very possible because, Big Bear is already doing stuff for the defense here. This obviously, this week I am very, very, I think there's a big hint here that Big Bear is going to possibly get closer into a $5 position, if not achieve a $5 position. Okay. Now, obviously, don't put all your money in Big Bear just because I'm yapping my mouth here. What I'm looking at personally and what I'm seeing with Big Bear, when you look at this candlestick chart, we've had since the tariff drop here, we've had obviously our market come back. The S&P is back in a 6,000 point range. Big Bear has been building itself back up with the market as well. Comfort has been achieved here with investors where they feel more comfortable putting larger amounts of money into Big Bear. It's been growing steadily. I mean, if you have been chasing these walk-ups with Big Bear, you've been making crazy money here, man. It's just crazy what Big Bear has been letting investors do here. I mean, it's crazy that this is legal because, if you look at 1, 2, 3, the 3 steps that have been achieved here with Big Bear since the crash, I mean, look at the amount of room you were able to buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. It's crazy. So I don't think we've had the 4th run here, okay? So if you look at the 3rd staircase here, number 3 here, we've had 1, 2, 3 drops before we hit that, right where that purple is right there. That was still a drop. It was a shoot back up, but it showed us that there's still strong position right here in this 370 to 430 zone, price tag wise. So that is the playground that we are in right now. It's a huge playground of money, volume, investors, everything just in this bubble right now. So and obviously, we had a monkey wrench thrown into the market this week. Big Bear was doing well. Big Bear was doing well this week. And then Thursday, that morning, Big Bear was actually doing really good. Like that morning, it was running pre-market. It was doing really good. We were like in a 420, trying to get into a 430 zone. I was like, here we go. This is what we need. And then obviously as the day unfolded, then the news with Trump and Elon hit the market and the market just went to poo. Okay. Then Friday, the market started to come back. Some stocks did better than others. Big Bear didn't have a terrible day. It did hit like $4.02, but still being able to achieve that $4 position was nonetheless positive that we are still at a strong position here. So listen, if we can get early into the week here back into a 420, 430, 440 zone, that's very telling that we've got a lot of room left in the week, a lot of time left in the week where we can easily get to a $485 position. I don't know how Big Bear is going to react to this lawsuit situation anymore. I do think investors do not care about it anymore because it's been going on so long. I don't think they've gotten what they need out of it from people trying to prove that Big Bear has done them wrong. I think that there's so much positive news around Big Bear. People do not care right now because of where Big Bear is. Like, listen, I've said this once, I'll say it again. If Big Bear was not getting these government defense contracts, we wouldn't be here. No one would care. And that's okay because, Big Bear would just be doing what Big Bear's always doing. It would just be this little bitty AI company that has, similar software to what Palantir has. It makes okay money, not the best, not the worst. It's just out there. We'll watch it. The fact is that Big Bear has been getting these defense contracts. Not one, not two, not three, not four, but like we're like on five, I think, at this point. The last one, that huge partnership with the Navy. So right now, if they can get one more slice of the pie, a defense deal, even something as measly as 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars spread out over even 2.5 years, that would tell us that we are going to execute quarterlies this year into at least a 180, 190, maybe $200 million revenue this year. It's not a lot when we're talking about AI stocks, but nonetheless, it is a lot of money for Big Bear. It's money that they need to pay off debt. It's money that they need to prove to investors, hey, we're in a different growth pattern right now, and we are achieving business-wise. So, just like, talking about SoundHound, we watched SoundHound in 2024 completely redirect their finances, completely redirect the company, completely redirect the people paying attention to that stock. SoundHound, the beginning of 2024, it was a stock that no one dared to touch because it was struggling to keep $2, and then they just got a deal, got another deal, another deal, another deal, another deal. Quarterly started to move up. Okay, by the end of the year, they were heavy in quarterlies, heavy in deals. Still at the end of the year, they were still getting deals, and now you look at where SoundHound is, and even still, Big Bear is not far away financially from SoundHound. That's why, when we say that Big Bear's undervalued, well, obviously it's undervalued. We know that. That's not a secret. Big Bear is undervalued. It's in a situation where like I said, I don't know if I finished my thought process on that, but this lawsuit deal that is ending this week, we're gonna find out how much investors cared about it. If this was the rope that was holding Big Bear back, it's going to be seen here by Tuesday, Wednesday. We'll see how it moves here. And then, the zeitgeist might completely 100% be positive on Big Bear. We might just see article after article after article be positive on Big Bear. It's hard to bet against Big Bear right now because it's been doing very well. It's under new leadership, new structure, these government deals. I mean, right now, what do we know? We know the Trump administration is spending a load of money on defense. This is what Trump did his first round. He's doing it again, even more. Good, great, grand. I'm not trying to talk politics. I'm just talking about for us as investors, okay? We go where the money is. And right now, the money, AI and defense, this is the best of both worlds right now. You've got this little bitty AI stock, very affordable to every investor. The growth pattern on it, the give and take on it, meat on the bone through a weekly basis, Monday through Friday, is so chunky to where you're able to take big bites. It's offering so much for investors right now. That's why, people keep putting money into Big Bear, and this is why it keeps growing and building these big staircases from 1, 2, 3, and I do think we're working on 4 right now. So, I'm remaining positive, friends, that we are heading into, better numbers here with Big Bear. And obviously, that conversation right there was more directed into this week, short term, kind of, what we're focusing on. Now, obviously, long term, I'm very in, a positive aspect that Big Bear is going to do well long term, especially if they really start to change their quarterlies here. Listen, it's going to take one more big deal. If Big Bear achieves some kind of big deal, I've said this once, man, I'll say it again, and it's pure gossip. It's not true, but I'll say it. If Big Bear was to get, just like imagine if they just came out tomorrow and said, hey, we just got a $400 million contract, spread out X amount of years, 3, 4, whatever. That would be huge. It would change everything overnight. So that's what we really got to, think too. And I know a lot of investors are thinking that. I know a lot of big investors, small investors, medium investors, whether you're able to buy 10 shares of Big Bear, 1,000 shares of Big Bear, listen, I think you will do well with what's coming here. The thing is with Big Bear, we've had so much good news. I expect it to keep coming here 100%. Friends, I'm going to shut up now, and I want to wish all of you the best of luck. I feel really good about this week. listen, like I said, don't, you do what you can do. Don't put money in Big Bear if you don't have it. Don't try to, bet against it, or, whatever you're trying to do. Bet, put all your money because somebody said it was going to go to $10. I would focus on the little steps at this moment. I wouldn't focus on Big Bear's going to $20. It's going to $10. I would focus on Big Bear getting to organically getting to $465. That right there would be, to me, that would be better, because it would be such more of a safe zone, organic push, a strong structure right there. Okay. I'm not wanting Big Bear to get in this situation to where it just becomes this, GameStop situation. I want to see Big Bear achieve quarterlies. I want to see Big Bear achieve just deals. I want to see Big Bear build a strong foundation with investors in a price zone, to where maybe within, a handful of months here, Big Bear is in this position to where it's $5 to $7 on a good day, and we hold that position and we keep growing on it throughout the year. That is kind of what I'm hoping. Obviously, listen, I'm a dirty, filthy, cutthroat investor myself here. I would love Big Bear to go to $10, because we would all sell out of it and let the dust settle and jump back in at $6. So it is a situation we're watching it unfold, and I think this week is going to be a good week. I'm looking for 460. I'm looking for $5 like the rest of you, and I'm looking for more deals. I'm looking for Big Bear to pay off debt. I'm looking for more contracts. I think we're going to get some of those things here sooner than we think. Friends, I'm done. Bye, everyone.